Why Alaska? Why, just look. You've always dreamed of sailing remote Alaskan waters. Why? Because you hoped that a world like this still existed. Wild, beautiful, untouched. It does. And Holland America Line is the best choice to share it with you. Why Holland America? It starts with what we call Signature of Excellence. It's the care and value we offer you during every minute of your journey to Alaska. It begins with our ships themselves, each built with Alaska in mind. A full teak wraparound promenade deck with a place for you to watch nature in action. The Crow's Nest, perched up high for spectacular views of the inside passage ahead. Our Culinary Arts Center, presented by Food and Wine magazine, for cooking demonstrations, seminars with celebrity chefs, wine experts, and cookbook authors. The inviting Explorations Cafe, powered by the New York Times. Sip an espresso while you plan your day or log on and surf the internet. Special activities and amenities for children and teens. And consider this. Perhaps the most significant part of Holland America's Signature of Excellence is in your accommodations. Most guests choose our popular outside stateroom. Given the phenomenon of constant daylight in Alaska during the summer, an outside stateroom offers you the pleasure of viewing the ever-changing scenery. Whether you choose an outside stateroom, economical inside cabin, a luxurious veranda, or a suite, you can be sure that you'll be booking one of the largest accommodations afloat in Alaskan waters. On average, Holland America staterooms offer more space than anyone else sailing to the Great Land. And this feeling of space isn't just in your own stateroom. Whether at the top of the ship in the panoramic Crow's Nest, poolside under the Magra Dome that can open or close for the weather, or seated in our aft dining room, our entire fleet boasts fabulous public spaces that showcase all the breathtaking views around you. Our mid-sized ships create a connection to the water, mountains, glaciers, and wildlife that make Alaska such an unforgettable place to cruise. Holland America ships are the most comfortable vessels afloat. Who can dream about Alaska without contemplating the bounty of its waters? World-famous Alaskan salmon or gigantic king crab. We serve this and a whole lot more. Sophisticated five-star dining, one of the most extensive menus at sea. Dress up or relax in casual elegance. Rest assured, casual doesn't mean less attention. At the heart of Signature of Excellence is our staff, expertly providing gracious, award-winning service to make your cruise to the Great Land an experience you'll never forget. So, how should you begin? Choose the itinerary that's right for you. Holland America Line offers you the widest selection of choices. There are 3 basic routes, but before we show you those, you need to know about glaciers. More importantly, where the best glaciers are. Holland America combines 3 incomparable itineraries with glorious Glacier Bay National Park. To protect this precious ecosystem, entry is limited, and Holland America has permission to visit more often than any other cruise line. Glacier Bay National Park is truly spectacular. National Park and the massive Hubbard Glacier. Surrounded by some of North America's tallest mountains, Hubbard Glacier is big, towering 40 stories tall. Its face is 5 miles wide, calving millions of tons of ice into the sea each season. If your itinerary doesn't spotlight Glacier Bay, chances are you will come here. So, to the itineraries. The itinerary that offers the greatest flexibility of departure is the Alaskan Explorer. It leaves the Emerald City of Seattle on a 7-day round trip, sailing every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday throughout the summer season. You'll visit the Alaskan ports of Juneau, the state's rustic capital with its own glacier inside the city limits, the unique port of Sitka, the original foothold of the Russian fur empire in the New World, Ketchikan, salmon fishing capital of Alaska and home to the Misty Fjords National Monument, and Victoria, British Columbia, with the charm of Great Britain and the ruggedness of the West, and either Glacier Bay or the Hubbard Glacier. On selected Alaskan Explorer sailings, you will sail into Tracy Arm. This fjord contains stunning canyon walls with beautiful waterfalls and the Twin Sawyer glaciers. Plus, you will start and finish in the same U.S. port, and that just makes things a little easier. Our 7-day Glacier Discovery cruise navigates between the ports of Vancouver and Seward. Your journey takes you through the Inside Passage and along the Gulf of Alaska. You visit Ketchikan, Juneau, and either the charming port town of Haines or Skagway, a town made famous by the gold rush of 1898, now a National Historic Park and gateway to the Yukon Territory. And on those departures leaving Sunday featuring Glacier Bay, Holland America Line will also venture into spectacular College Fjord in Prince William Sound, where you'll be surrounded by rivers of ice on 3 sides. Our third cruise itinerary is perhaps our most famous, the Glacier Bay Inside Passage. It's a 7-day round-trip journey departing from and returning to the cosmopolitan port of Vancouver. This itinerary sails the stunning Inside Passage, a 1,000-mile-long protected wilderness waterway, boasting hundreds of islands and untouched shorelines. Visiting picturesque frontier Juneau, historical Skagway, mystical Ketchikan, Tracy Arm and the Twin Sawyer Glaciers, and of course Glacier Bay National Park, for 2 extraordinary glacier viewing experiences. But keep in mind, Holland America is the only cruise line to visit Glacier Bay on each of its 3 Alaskan cruise itineraries: round-trip Seattle, Vancouver Seward, and round-trip Vancouver. Not only does Holland America deliver the best of Alaska's glaciers, we deliver the best of the rest of Alaska too. For example, an Alaska travel guide, National Park Rangers join us aboard to interpret the wonders of this spectacular environment. For a unique perspective, a native Huna totem speaker will share their traditions of their ancestors. And more fun awaits you ashore. From flight seeing to river rafting, from whale watching to dog sledding, Holland America offers it all. It all comes down to this. With Holland America Line, you can be sure that your choice of cruise itineraries will include the best there is to see and do. You can be sure that your glacier experience will be outstanding. Glaciers, College Fjord, or Glacier Bay. Whether you visit Hubbard Glacier, Tracy Arm's Twin Sawyer, and finally, you can be sure of our signature of excellence, impeccable service aboard any one of our 5-star ships. Let us help you fulfill your dream. Join us this year. We are Holland America Line.